I smell good, yeah I do. I smell good and I want you to smell good too. So, niche designer, Middle Eastern perfumes. Here's my review.
Hola friends, mi gente, ¿cómo están? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay. No complaints thus far. At least not for right now. Friends, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we're getting to hang out. It's late night. It's late night. Of course it is. And I said, you know what? Perfect opportunity to hang out with the friends and to talk about perfumes. Yes, today we're going to be talking about a perfume. You saw the thumbnail, you see the title. It is Gentle Reminder from Snif. So I picked up this fragrance as soon as it dropped. I signed up for the, what do you call that? Like the pre-alert that they were sending out, you know, the emails, so that it's the notifications. The notifications so that as soon as it was released, I would know. And I ordered it. I ordered it directly from Snif because I didn't want to wait for it to get to Ulta. The other Snif fragrances and mists that I own, I have purchased directly from Ulta. This one I got directly from the brand. Let me show you the box. For the life of me, I can't remember if this came inside a box. I want to say that it did, but this is all that I'm finding for right now. I want to say it came inside a box inside a box, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, mi gente, this one is a Gentle Reminder, and this is Snif in collaboration with Alex L. My understanding is that she is a poet as well as a motivational speaker, I believe. That's what she does. I'm not familiar with her works, but I do own 2 of her fragrances now because I also have the previous one. But this is the most recent, and this is Gentle Reminder. Here's what the box looks like. Mira que bonito. This is a really lovely light lavender color with a purple tab. You open it like this. On the inside, we have some really beautiful writing. I'll just read you the first sentence. It says, "You are deeply worthy of ease, joy, and softness." You're not just a vessel for pouring and filling the cups of others. Very nice. And then once you turn that little page, here's the perfume. And the perfume, again, is also a really beautiful, soft lavender color. I believe these bottles are 1 ounce, if I remember correctly. Yep, 1 fluid ounce. Here's what it looks like. We have the same words that are on that little paper are on the exterior of the bottle. And again, here's what it looks like. Muy bonito. I have my perfume girly paper. Also, it has a magnetic closure. I think all of the Snif fragrances do. So it's a nice little plastic cap with a very strong magnetic closure. And let's get you some atomizer action on this perfume girly paper. Let's see. Very nice and misty. So I've had this one for a little while, and the reason I wanted to pick it up is because I loved the first one so very much. I find it so pretty. I've enjoyed the fragrances that I've gotten from Snif so much that when I saw this one was dropping, I wanted to pick it up. I also was reeled in by the note of ube. I grew up with a lot of Filipino friends in New York, and whenever they had like birthdays or special occasions, they would either make or purchase ube cake, and it's a memory. So I was like, oh, I want to remember that. I want to remember those times. I want a fragrance that's going to have that note, and it does have that note. Let me read you the notes for Gentle Reminder. So according to Fragrantica, the notes for Gentle Reminder, at the top we have sugar, milk, dates, and black tea. In the middle we have purple yam or ube and lavender, and at the base note we have palo santo. So I was a little nervous about palo santo. That's a note that I either tolerate or dislike. Very rarely do I like that note, but I Was curious about the ube, and I love lavender, and I love a good tea note, especially if it's a darker tea, not necessarily like a green tea note, but like a darker tea. I really, really love it. So friends, this perfume, when I first got it, I'm not gonna lie to you, is this clean? It should be, yeah. When I first got it, let me get you some atomizer action. And I'm gonna put that on the back of my hand. I didn't like it. I sprayed it and I said, oh no, 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 no. You know, another thing is I've been looking for a perfume that's going to introduce me to dates, right? I have Middle Eastern fragrances that have dates, but I don't have any fragrance that is truly just date forward, you know? So I was hoping this would be like date forward and that I would get introduced to dates. When I first sprayed this, I've had this now, more than 2 weeks, I want to say. When I first sprayed it, I didn't like it. I found it incredibly dense and thick. So dense, so thick, almost like this syrupy feel to it, that even though I saw that it was a regular spray, in my mind I felt that when I touched my skin it was going to be sticky, because that's how like just dense and overly sweet this smelled to me. I told my daughter, I said, I know, no. And people on Fragrant are really liking it. Now, some folks are picking up on a Play-Doh note. And I get that note. I get the Play-Doh, but it's actually a note that I like. Just like I like the Barbie doll head note. But when I first got it, I said, no. This is too thick. This is too dense. This is too sweet. This is too syrupy. I wasn't even sure what I was smelling. I'm going to be, I'm just being honest. I was not even sure what I was smelling. Now, as the days have progressed and oxygen has hit the perfume, it's starting to change a little bit. I still feel that dense, but it doesn't feel as heavy and sticky as it did the first time that I sprayed it. The Play-Doh note here to me is very, very prevalent. If you do not like the scent of Play-Doh, you're not going to like this. And if you go on Fragrant and you read the reviews, everybody's like, Play-Doh, but I like it. Play-Doh, but I like it. Some of us are okay with it. Like I said, I like the Play-Doh. I like the Barbie doll head smell, or the plastic doll head smell. It doesn't really bother me, but this is truly opening a new container of Play-Doh. Even like that little saltiness that Play-Doh has, you can pick up on that. Lavender, I don't know where this lavender's at. I don't smell it. And some other folks have said that they smell it very faintly. Lavender is a note that I really like, especially in the evenings. It's a calming, soothing note. I don't get it. I don't smell it in here. I do smell the Palo Santo. To me, the way my nose interprets Palo Santo, it is not something that I find completely pleasing or pleasant. There's a milkiness here. There is a creaminess here. So you do get this sense of a milky tea, right? So like a black tea, let's say like an Earl Grey or something, and you've poured your milk into it and you've added brown sugar. So you have this sweet, milky tea. I definitely pick up on that. Dates, I'm guessing that's what's making this so dense and kind of sticky feeling to me. The ube, I smell the ube again, but it's almost like it's sugared. To my nose, this is very sweet, and it is very sweet in a natural sugar type of way, like when you have almost like jams, right? Or preserves, right? Like when you preserve a fruit and it's very sugary, that's what I'm picking up. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't think that it's ugly. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's done badly. I think it is not for me. I like the Play-Doh, but I don't necessarily want a perfume that to me just smells like Play-Doh. Like that is the most prevalent note I am picking up. I like the milkiness in here. I like the tea in here. I don't really smell the lavender. I like the ube and the date. In my mind, this is very much a hodgepodge. This is like a jam. This is that ube and lavender and tea and milk were all put into a jar and blended, or put into a blender and then poured into a jar. They're almost vying for attention. They're almost fighting each other, these notes, to be the one that you pick up the most. Well, everybody except lavender. Everybody except lavender. Lavender was like, my shift's over, I'm clocking out, you know, and they just left the room. So you could tell they had been there, but they just left the room. I can see why people would like this. I can see why folks are saying it's gentle and it's creamy and it's milky. To me, it is dense. It is very sweet. It is thick. It is syrupy. It's more of like a preserve or the jammy nature of an ube, and you know, and a date. It's okay, mi gente. You know what else I'm smelling? almost like baby milk, like something that smells like a little baby that just finished drinking their baba, and you're putting them to bed, right, in their crib, and you lean down to kiss them and they breathe out and you still can smell like the little milk in their mouth. I kind of get that milky tone from this. Yeah, and something almost like hay. Yeah, friends, it's not for me. It's not for me. I'm going to see if maybe giving it more time, the lavender might pull through a bit more. But for me right now, it is a super, super sugary, dense fragrance, right? So date sugar, so it's supposed to be date sugar is what's in here. It is very sweet to me. It is super, super sweet. And it is the sweetness of like preserved fruit, jammy fruit. I'm not a huge fan. A lot of folks really like it. People here are saying it's creamy and velvety and calming and cozy and fluffy. I don't get fluffy. I get dense, thick syrup. That's what I get here. And a lot of Play-Doh. And I do smell ube, but I don't remember. It's not necessarily clicking with my memory of ube. I'd have to give this fragrance, for my personal taste, like a 6 out of 10. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of how heavily Play-Doh it is. The Palo Santo is a little, it's coming off a tiny bit acrid. I just know that I'm never going to reach for this perfume. I'm never going to say I want to wear Gentle Reminder today. That's just my personal opinion. Not a huge fan. I will probably give this to my daughter or to my sister, see if they like it. Maybe my mom might like it. Maybe it might smell completely different on them. On me, it's just way too dense, way too sugary. It's not soothing. It's not soothing to me. Anyway, do you have Gentle Reminder? Have you gotten your nose on this one, and do you like it? I've seen a lot of, like reviews on the gram, not here on YouTube. And folks just keep saying gentle, soothing. And a part of me is like, are you just reading what's on here? Like, are you just going by how the creator behind this wanted to present this to you? Or do you really get feelings of soothing, calm, fluffiness? I really don't. This is so dense to me. It's yeah, I'm just talking in circles now. But anyway, mi gente, that is Gentle Reminder. That's the way my nose is perceiving it. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a scrubber. The first time I wore it, it did give me a headache. I didn't vibe with it that much at all. It's changed a bit. I like the little oatmeal type of tone in here. I like the little baby milk, like baby breath, the breath of a baby that's just had milk tone in here. The milkiness is pretty to me. But yeah, that is Gentle Reminder from Snif. I would say of all the Snif perfumes that I own, I think I have 3 or 4 now. This would have to be my least favorite thus far. And yeah, I just know I'm not going to reach for it. So this is quickly going to exit my collection. I'm trying to not necessarily downsize, but to rehome fragrances that I just know I'm never going to reach for. Even though I just purchased this one, I know it's one I'm not going to reach for. I'm not going to return it. I don't even know if you can return to Snif. I'm thinking Ulta, but I didn't buy this at Ulta. But I will just keep it pushing and keep it moving and give this hopefully to someone who will enjoy it more than I do. Mi gente, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me. And yeah, if you have gentle reminder, please let me know what you think. Do you get the Play-Doh scent very strongly? Do you think it's too sweet? Or is it presenting to you as something very soothing, very calming, and gentle and fluffy? I would love to know. Nada pues, we will chat soon. Se me cuidan. Take care of yourselves. Hablamos luego. Ciao!
I smell good. Yeah, I do. I smell good, and I want you to smell good too. So, niche designer, Middle Eastern perfumes. Here's my review.